Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to Gaz Weather. It's on your Christmas Eve. So, as always on Christmas Eve, we're doing the weekend forecast today. So, we're going to cover the full Christmas and up to New Year period. We're going to finish on New Year's Day, and I'll give you a full rundown of the weather that we are going to be expecting through this sort of Christmas and New Year week. So I'll go back for you in a second just to say that tomorrow, the Christmas Day historic video, I've already recorded it, is going to be looking at the winter of 2008-2009, our first cold winter of the cluster of cold winters that we had between 08-09 and 12-13. So that will be released here at Gaz Weather Vids tomorrow on Christmas Day at 10 AM. Hope it'll bring back a few memories for you. So we've got weekend forecast to do right now, though. Websites we're using full weekend forecast coming from theweatheroutlook.com and weathercentral.de, and you can find links to both those websites on the links page. It's going to be a very changeable Christmas period, and although we're starting off very mild, it's actually going to get quite a lot colder, and there may even be a little bit of snow in there as well. So I think we better get on with your weekend forecast. We're going to begin with a radar picture from theweatheroutlook.com. We've got quite a lot of wet weather up across Scotland, particularly now eastern and southern parts of Scotland. Also trailing back into Northern Ireland. The rain's turning a little bit more showery at the moment across Northern Ireland and Western Scotland, but I think later on that rain is going to start to pep up once again. Some patchy bits and pieces of rain down into Northern England, but actually much of England and Wales mostly dry today. Here's today's lots of pressure chart, so we're bringing up a very mild southwesterly flow. We've got cold front up to the north and the west producing those outbreaks of rain, and that trails back into the Atlantic quite a long way, so there'll be further pulses of rain running along that front through the rest of today, tonight, and into tomorrow as well. So, for the rest of today, we're going to keep outbreaks of rain going across parts of Scotland, also down to Northern Ireland. It'll come and go, so it won't be continuously pouring. There will be pulses of rain pushing through with drier interludes in between. England and Wales going to have a mostly dry day, a few showery bits and pieces of rain here and there, but a fair amount of dry weather, a mix of cloud and a few bright or sunny spells, and it's quite windy as well today, but despite the wind, the temperatures are mild. So in the south we're going to be up to around 14 degrees, in the north we're going to be up to around 10 degrees, so temperatures ranging from 10 to 14 degrees Celsius, a very mild Christmas Eve. Going through to tonight, we're going to keep that wet weather going up in the north, so there'll be more pulses of rain through Scotland and Northern Ireland, particularly heavy around southwest Scotland, also parts of Northern Ireland too. The far north of Scotland probably misses the worst of the rain, and here it'll turn a bit clearer and colder through the second half of the night, with temperatures tending to drop a little bit. And then for England and Wales, we just keep it as we've got it today, really. Quite a lot of cloud, fairly strong southwesterly winds as well, so quite a windy night. But it will be mild, so Father Christmas is getting the presents out, won't need to wrap up particularly warm tonight, because it is actually going to be quite a mild night. Temperatures will be ranging from around sort of 5 to 10 degrees Celsius through most parts of the country. You may get a little bit of a bumpy ride, though, with those strong winds. Now, into Christmas Day, we're going to find that cold front moving southwards and eastwards across the country very gradually through the course of the day. It'll be a slow old process. We're going to start off with quite a lot of rain still across Scotland and Northern Ireland. By this point, the rainfall totals must be really starting to clock up. That rain will push southwards through the course of the afternoon, but England and Wales gets off to a dry start through the course of Christmas Day, with, again, very similar conditions to today. Quite windy and a mix of cloud and bright or sunny spells. Through the afternoon, the cloud and rain will push southwards and eastwards, getting in towards Wales, southwestern England, probably parts of the Midlands as well, by the end of the afternoon, leaving much of eastern and southeastern Britain mostly dry but quite windy. Brighter skies will follow to Scotland, and a few showers could come through as well. Those showers may be turning wintry in the far north of Scotland by the end of Christmas Day. And on the back edge of this cold front, we may see a little bit of snow turning up through the course of the afternoon and evening, particularly for parts of southern Scotland and into northeastern England. Probably won't amount to too much, but there might be a covering of snow over high ground. So temperatures will be falling in the north, starting off mild, but probably finishing up no better than around 4 or 5 degrees. In the south, it will be a very mild day, with temperatures there, again, going up to around 12 or 13 degrees. 13 degrees is 55 Fahrenheit. Now, as we go through into Christmas night, we're going to find that band of wet and windy weather clearing away across the country. So by the time you get through to Boxing Day, we're into a different type weather air mass. It's going to be a bright but cold start to Boxing Day with sunny spells. And then on Boxing Day, we're watching out for this area of low pressure to start to move in from off the Atlantic. That's heading into that colder air. So Boxing Day begins with sunny spells and a few wintry showers in the north, particularly for Scotland, and are draped around the coast. Through the morning, we keep a lot of sunshine going, but then in the afternoon, we bring cloud and outbreaks of rain in towards Wales and southwestern parts of England. That rain spreading into other southern counties probably by the end of Boxing Day afternoon. And as that rain starts to push up towards Wales and the Midlands, we may well start to see a little bit of sleet or wet snow turning up, initially only on high ground, but by the night time of Boxing Day, probably starting to come down to some lower levels as well. Temperature for central northern Britain on Boxing Day going to be cold, just 3 to 5 degrees, but in the south it will be quite a mild day with temperatures of around 8 or 9 degrees after a fairly cold start. Then we go through to the overnight period from Boxing Day to Wednesday 27th. This low pressure is pushing across the south, and on the northern side of it we're putting down increasingly cold northerly winds. So we do have a bit of a problem here with a mix of rain or snow across parts of England and Wales overnight Boxing Day into Wednesday 27th. It's going to be very difficult to ascertain how far north this wet weather is getting. And that's where the snow risk is, though. It's on the northern edge. So I think we've got to wait a little bit longer to firm up on this. But potentially through parts of Wales and the Midlands, maybe as far south as the Chilterns, we could have some snow overnight Boxing Day to the 27th of December. And there may be enough snow for accumulations, particularly over high ground. Further south of that, it's just likely to be very wet, and Scotland, Northern Ireland and much of northern England actually has these cold northerly winds, so a few wintry showers coming through, but mainly up there it will be frosty and icy to start the 27th of December. And then as we go through the day, we're going to find that low pressure clearing away to the east during the course of Wednesday, with all of us going into that cold northerly wind. So Wednesday probably has rain, sleet or snow across parts of southern, southeastern Britain through the course of Wednesday morning, and then that clears away through the course of the afternoon with brighter skies pushing down from the north. We have wintry showers across Scotland and again draped around the coast. Elsewhere, a lot of dry weather on Wednesday afternoon with sunny spells. It'll be a cold day with temperatures ranging from around freezing in the far north, no better than that, to around 5 degrees down in the south. Expect a widespread frost and ice on Wednesday night. Thursday into Thursday 28th of December, we keep things cold under this little ridge of high pressure. So we start off with a widespread frost and icy patches. May have a few wintry showers across Scotland running down the eastern coast, but most places will actually have a dry day with sunny spells. But it'll be a cold day. Temperatures again no better around freezing in the north to around 5 degrees in the south, and another widespread frost with more icy patches likely on Thursday night. Then Friday sees another change as the next area of low pressure starts to head in from off the Atlantic. Some uncertainty about how quickly this low pressure and its weather front is getting in. So Friday 29th of December, we start off with a widespread frost and probably plenty of sunshine as well, but cloud and outbreaks of rain across Ireland, Wales and southwest England will gradually start to push north to the eastwards across the country through the course of the day, probably giving rain for England and Wales, but up across Scotland, maybe down into northeastern England, we might see some of that rain turning to snow. It just depends how quickly this rain pushes in. Eventually it's introducing these milder southwesterly winds. But it'll generally be quite a cold day on Friday, with temperatures in the north and the east no better than around 3 or 4 degrees again. But down in the far southwest, it'll turn much milder by the end of the day, probably seeing temperature going up to around 10 degrees, that's 50 Fahrenheit. And then running up to New Year, this takes you to Saturday 30th of December, so we're bringing up these very mild southwesterly winds by that point, and we've got weather fronts in the flow. So it looks cloudy and wet really on Saturday next week. We're going to see outbreaks of rain, some of them quite heavy, strong winds as well. Winds could be gusting up to gale force, particularly around some of these southern and western coast fares, but temperatures will be very mild again. We're going back up into double digits quite widely, with temperatures ranging from around 10 to 13 degrees Celsius. New Year's Eve looks like that, so a weather front is moving across the country, taking cloud and outbreaks of rain, and then introducing brighter skies and showers from the north and west. It starts to turn a bit cooler and fresher as well, with temperatures going closer to average, ranging from around, let's say, 5 to 8 degrees Celsius. And then we go through to New Year's Day. This is the first day of 2018 with our next area of low pressure. There it is, rattling in from off the Atlantic. So although New Year's Day might get off to a bright start in the east, wet and windy weather in the west will spread across the country. All areas look to have quite a wet and windy first day of 2018. But the plus side is that temperatures will be mild, so despite the rain, at least it will be mild, with temperatures ranging from around, say, 8 to 12 degrees Celsius. And these unsettled conditions look like they're going to carry on through that first week of January. Finally, just having a look at charts from the weather outlook. So we've got the rain in the northwest of the country today, mostly dry, but with quite a lot of cloud in the southeast. Temperatures are very mild. We push that band of rain southwards through the country during the course of Christmas Day, with brighter but colder conditions following to the north. This is how Boxing Day is looking. A nice bright start with sunny spells, but cloud and rain gathering in the south, pushing northwards and eastwards through the course of Boxing Day, possibly turning a little bit wintry on its northern edge as we go through Boxing Day night into the early hours of Wednesday the 27th. So we do find at this point that we have got outbreaks of rain or snow here across eastern parts of the country and southern areas too during the course of Wednesday morning. That rain clears away with cold air following along behind, and there will be wintry showers around the coast. Thursday 28th of December, also a cold day, frost and ice early and late, but sunny by day, just a few wintry showers around the coast. And then Friday 29th sees another change, with cloud and outbreaks of rain starting to move back in from the Atlantic. Quite a cold day in the east, but turning milder in the west. And then by Saturday the 30th and into the New Year period as well, it's turning wet and windy, but generally it'll be quite mild. So in summary, the Christmas week is looking traditionally unsettled. We're starting very mild with outbreaks of rain today and tomorrow in the north and west. Christmas Day will be wet for many northern and western parts of the country. The east will get a mainly dry day until late on. Christmas night will see that rain spreading southwards and eastwards with cold air following along behind. Boxing Day is a cold day with wintry showers in the north, rain or snow coming into the south. That's still around on the 27th of December as well, on Wednesday, giving rain or snow to the south and the east in particular. And then after that, we go quite cold for a couple of days with frost and ice early and late. By New Year, we're back to much milder, wetter and windier conditions once again. And that's your Christmas weather. And all that remains is to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Have a great day. Remember, we've got the historic video coming up here at website tomorrow. But if you can't check that for that, then just have a great Christmas day and hope you enjoy it. That's all for now. Merry Christmas.